What is your issue of the day? We all have one. It might be something that happened a few minutes ago, it might be something that happened yesterday, a week ago, years ago, that's suddenly come into our mind and it's dominating our day. And we think about it over and over again and we add things to it. The mind adds its stories and it snowballs into this big issue of the day, as Micheal Singer calls it, one of my favourite authors. Let me just take you on a little story about how this issue of the day sounds in the mind, this voice in the head, because this happened to me just yesterday. So the thought was, I can't believe he spoke to her like that. That was my thought. And so I was thinking, like, can't believe he spoke to her like that. I would never do something like that. It's so inconsiderate, really incompassionate. I would never speak to somebody like that. Like, he always does this. I remember when he did this like a year ago and he was like this, and this. And oh God, didn't I write that down somewhere in a diary? Wouldn't it be interesting to go and look what I wrote, see if it's a similar experience? And I wonder where that diary is. I used to have loads of diaries. I wonder where I've kept them. I really enjoy keeping a diary, but what is keeping a diary? Who's going to read it? Like, why do we even keep diaries? Oh, I'd really like to buy a diary for my niece. She would really benefit from a diary. Like, she's 7 years old now. She'd love having a diary, and I think that's a really good idea. I need to just put it in the basket in Amazon so that I don't forget about that. Oh, Amazon, I've been locked out because I forgot my password. Oh my God. And on and on and on. And so what started as a judgment, the mind making a judgment about something that happened, just turns into this random spiral of disconnected or connected in some way, but disassociated thoughts about random stuff. And that is what is going on in our head most of the time. And so it's actually quite interesting to notice what is your issue of the day, because then it's like you're calling out your mind. You're recognizing that this thought-producing machine is focusing on one specific thought and it's dominating your day. Something that I tried, which I think is really effective, is putting like a little post-it note on my phone, because I've got like a book phone, so I can do this easily. But you could probably find another way to do this, is put a little post-it note in the inside cover of my phone with IOD, issue of the day, at the top. And then I would write briefly what the thing is that's going on in my head. And sometimes it was like more than one thing, like 2 or 3 things. I remember once I wrote like I'd had a chocolate cake disaster, like something had gone wrong with the cake that I'd made. And I had like 3 things that I'd written on this post-it note. And so during the day when those thoughts came up, I put a tally. Every time it came up, I remembered that I was thinking about that thing again, that it was an issue again in my mind, randomly when I was doing something completely different. And I put a tally next to it. This is really helping you to unattach from that mind, from those thoughts. So you're creating some space between the thoughts and the one who sees the thoughts. You're becoming a witness of your thoughts, a conscious witness of your thoughts. So each time it happens, you put a tally. You could do this in your mind as well, but it does help to actually have something physical where you're actually going, oh, there I am thinking about that chocolate cake again. It's going on the list. So I'm creating a tally. And by the end of the day, there's just like a disbelief at the amount of times that you have focused on something. And it helps to dissolve that energy of that thought. The next day, you'll have a new issue instead of the same issue. But I just find this a really useful exercise for bringing in that awareness of what this thought-producing machine is saying to us all the time. We'll talk about this more in other videos. Really, I wanted to concentrate on this idea of having an issue of the day. It can even be an issue of the week sometimes. Try this little technique of putting a post-it note in your phone. It's just going to really start to get you used to catching your thoughts, becoming aware of the things that are like going round and round in your mind. So I hope that's useful. Tell me about your issue of the day because it actually helps just to verbalize it. And that's why this technique of like putting it on a post-it note or writing it down in some way or having it in your notebook that you carry with you during the day, it just helps to take it out of the mind so you can more easily let it go. Let me know how you go.